Keep the dream alive. What does that mean? That means that having a dream is having something to look forward to. It's an excitement. It's something that gets you passionate. A lot of times when I talk about living simple, living below your means, or even living as a nomad, um, the reason why that's attractive, the nomadic life, even though it's pretty much the homeless life, is because it allows people to dream again. It will reset your life. Minimizing your obligations and expenses allows you to have hope again for something better for your life. That's what a dream is. The ability to dream is having hope. The lowest points in your life will be when dreams fail. Have I had that feeling before? Yes. How do you deal with that? You keep moving. Movement stimulates the mind. Idleness depresses the mind. Your dream is alive when you move. Again, the nomadic life itself is movement. And sometimes when I think about settling down, and I may, settling down and being stable, there's a level of wisdom to that. But being in survival mode a little bit, there's a level of stimulus to that. And that's why a lot of people, even some people, mental problems that I've met, and we all have mental problems, so I don't want to speak down to anyone. But a lot of people that struggle sometimes with thoughts, in one sense, they like the nomadic life because it stimulates the mind. Without that stimulus, they're depressed. When your mind is stimulated, you're more creative, you're more passionate. Now, you need to put that passion in structure and manage your time, manage your day, and kick yourself in the butt a little bit, because a lot of people, even though now they have extra time, extra money, extra hope, they waste it, okay, whether it's smoking weed, being idle, or whatever. But feeling alive and keeping your dream alive is at the essence of your life. Without a dream, without that hope, you die. Someone was in here the other night, I think my man Ryan B. He said, Sam, what will cause you to give up on life? And I listed, well, after you go through a breakup, if someone you know dies, when you go through a big financial loss. And Marin, another one of my viewers, summarized it: whenever you lose hope, that's when you want to give up on life. Martin Luther King had the most famous speech, I Have a Dream. And what it was about was pretty much hope for a better day. So whether it's a dream of a business, a dream of traveling, a dream of just living a better life and not being depressed, it's all based, a dream, whether it's getting in your car, getting in an RV, or just living your best life, doesn't matter how you define it, it's a level of excitement. It's stimulus. And that dream only stays active if you keep growing, keep evolving, and keep moving. Movement is stimulus to the mind. Idleness is depression to the mind. How do you kill your dream? Sit idle. Because even if things are going good, you're making money, you're healthy, if you sit idle, I guarantee you when bad times comes, because guys, bad times come. Life is a series of like a sine wave. When you flatline on your hospital bed, there's no sine wave. When you're alive, there's ups and downs. Okay. So the way to have a habit in your life is to always keep it moving. As far as mentally, emotionally, physically, every way, keep it moving. Because when you go through bad days, you have to remember to keep it moving. When you have good days, you have to remember to keep it moving. What are we talking about? Keep your dream alive. How do you do it? You got to keep yourself moving. Some of my most passionate videos were me freezing in the winter, living in my car in New Jersey with no hopes of a job transfer. Well, I won't say that. There was a hope of a job transfer. There was a hope of coming full-time to Florida. That was my dream. That kept me warm in the 0 below winters in New Jersey. Is your dream important to keep alive? Damn right. Is it going to die at times? You're damn right. Your dream's going to die. How do you recover? Keep moving. It'll come alive again. However, There may be times, if you ever walk through a elderly assisted living home, sometimes it feels like all the dreams are dead. There's no hope. That's what a dream that dies is no hope. If you ever go to the ICU, which is like the worst part of the hospital where people are close to death, you will feel like there's no hope. Now, once in a while, I've been to both. Okay. Once in a while, if someone comes in that atmosphere and brings hope, it's a miracle from the Lord. It's a blessing from the Lord. It's not even that person. It's just a spirit that's there. Because what I could tell you in life is without hope, there's death. I remember when I lived in my townhome community in New Jersey for 15 years, I remember there was an older couple that I knew, and they were thinking about selling their townhouse and moving to a retirement 55 and older community in South Jersey. I was in North Jersey. And I asked the older lady, I said, well, are you going to sell your house? Because there were some offers. And she goes, you know what? I had an offer on my house. I could have sold it. But after visiting the 55 and older community many times, I decided not to move. I said, why? She goes, well, initially I was attracted to the community that didn't have a lot of children. Because, as you get older, you want less hassle, less noise. She goes, but Sam, after visiting for many times, what I found was there was no life. There was no hope. It was all people elderly getting sick, talking about their diseases, talking about death. And she goes, I want to be around life. And I could relate to that. I could understand what she said. I could definitely get that. Your atmosphere matters. If you're around a bunch of people that don't dream, it's like being in the ICU. It's like being in the elderly assisted living care. There's death. If you've ever been to those arenas, as soon as you walk in, you feel the spirit of death. Now, if you have the spirit of life and of God within you, you can overcome, even if it's just inside your spirit. Okay? Even if it's just by the grace of God, which means you can't understand, you can't explain it, and you really don't have a reason to have hope or dream, but there's something giving you grace that you can't explain it. Because you can list a bunch of people. I know someone just listed someone popular, Jesse Jackson or whoever. You can list any person. All these people are imperfect. Whether it's Jesse Jackson, Donald Trump, or Martin Luther King. All people, even Martin Luther King, they said he was committing adultery on the side. And the FBI tried to blackmail him to not give the speech. And he knew the FBI was closing in on him because they were trying to tarnish his name because the government was attacking Martin Luther King. But even amongst all the trials and tribulation he was going through, he had a dream of the country going to a better place. That dream overcomes even death. Now, that's on a big scale of life, which is important because without people making big sacrifices, we don't go forward in life. However, let's speak to the individual because without you being alive in your spirit, okay, you can't do anything great. Okay. Because if you feel shitty about yourself, how can you talk about like you have a dream? You have depression. And depression is real and everyone feels it. Why? Because life is ups and downs. It's not constant highs. I wish it was constant highs. I didn't create the world. So don't mind fuck the world. Don't expect your therapist to tell you why are there ups and downs. No one can explain it. Okay. You can mind fuck that a million years. No one can explain why life is imperfect. So you know what you do? You make your life better. How? By getting your ass out of your bed. I was having a back and forth with someone on a different channel, no type of nomad relation. It was just like a generic channel about something. And it was talking about depression and some depressed ass person, because somebody gave a comment about like, if you're depressed, go to the gym and work out. And the other person was saying, well, I can't go to the gym. I feel bad about myself. And I was like, well, go for a walk. Oh, I can't go for a walk. And I was like, well, go to therapy then if you can't do anything. Well, not everyone can afford therapy. I was like, give me a break. I got family members you can go to a therapist for free with the government assistance. It was the type of person that everything that could help them, they don't want to hear. They just want to get stuck in depression. And I've dealt with those people throughout my life. And you know what I did? I fucking deleted my thread. I said, I'm not talking to this person. This person is a waste of energy. Are there some people like that? Yes. And if you don't believe me, you haven't dealt with enough people. You're the type of person that spends your entire life stuck in an unhealthy relationship in your house, and you talk about you want to feed the homeless, you want to help other people, but you haven't done anything with your life. You haven't even got out of the unhealthy relationship. You have to be an example before you can help society. Because believe me, the hard people in society, they only care about the stock market and about everything going forward. And I understand it. Because guys, look, even though I agree with, we're a community, what I see is the people stating that they don't have enough passion, energy, and balance to bring the message home. Okay. And it's sad because, the regular people or the weaker people can get trampled in life because they really don't have representation. However, sometimes when you try to represent the weaker person or help them, instead of them being thankful and then taking that initiative to go and better their life, they fucking just pull you down and they want more and more and more. However, the rich, successful people want more and more and more too. Everyone wants more. Okay. So don't wait for someone else to save you. Okay. And there's a lot of people that believe in Jesus, that Jesus saved you, and yet they're still waiting for someone else to save them. You know what I mean? It's like they're never gonna move forward. You know what I mean? I thought you have faith, but you don't have works. So faith without works is dead. So Jesus really didn't save you. It's just but you have a hope. At least you have hope. My mom, sometimes I'll call her, and she got sometimes just a gospel stuff playing in the background because it gives her a level of hope, and that's important. That's important. So look, whatever you got to do to hold on to your dream. But I also had to, at a certain point, separate myself even from my mother and my father and my family. Why? Because, guys, it's my job to understand my dream as an individual adult and then to go out there and build it. It's not your parents. It's not even your therapist or society. I think society and your therapist and people should all look at humanity as a collective group. However, there has to be a level of individuality because that's what Martin Luther King said, even when it came to UBI. He said, capitalism is based on self, but socialism is based on group thinking. How do we preserve individuality along with community? It's a very tough balance, and we haven't figured that out. However, guys, most of you guys are watching this, or girls, on a computer in a area where you have resources, where you can do something with your life. So it's not like we're in the Stone Ages. Even if you're in a bad position in life, you could cut your bills and work a basic job and at least start to do something. Okay, because movement keeps your dream alive. And even when you're moving, even when you're doing well in life, dreams fail, whether it's a relationship or financial. Why? I don't know why. No one knows why. It's life. Life is ups and downs. When you flatline, you're dead. Okay, you're never going to experience a good dream sleeping. Sleeping is very important. It's rest for your body. It repairs your muscle tissues. It even cleans toxins in your brain. However, if you sleep past 8 or 9 hours, it's actually a negative effect, not just on your body, but on your passion. Because your mind is stimulated when you move. You'll have more dreams when you're moving versus when you're laying down. Nas had that quote, sleep is the cousin of death. And it's true. Sleep is only a function to repair yourself to go back out there and live again. When you're living and you're moving, you're dreaming. Okay? Even if there's a lot of failure, that's true. And again, I think that's what ties into the nomadic life. I think people thrive off that energy of you got to survive. Okay? There's a lot of people I met, they're survivalists. They're waiting for the end of the world. Okay? And I think they like that because it fires them up. It gets their juices flowing. Okay. Even though people have been predicting that since the beginning of the world. However, whatever gets you going, that's fine. But then you have to refine it. Your energy has to be focused. What's the difference between a laser and a light? Focus. What's the difference between a plan and a dream? Bullet points, direction, action. You have to take your energy. You have to focus it. You have to bullet point it into steps of action, and then you have to execute. Without that, you're masturbating to a fantasy world. I've met some people on YouTube, part of their YouTube character avatar name is fantasy. I don't want to be friends with them because I don't want to be friends with someone who they have a fantasy of a better life. I want to be friends with people who have a dream and are taking action. Why? Because I don't want to waste my energy on someone who doesn't want to get better. Whether if they're an alcoholic, a depressed lunatic, or a rich, successful asshole. I want to be around people, or I really don't want to be around anyone. The only reason we're chopping it up now is because we're virtual, okay? However, guys, look, I'm great with people, okay? And I spend a lot of time with people, a lot more time than people on YouTube do. However, what I could tell you guys is, look, you got to keep your dream alive as best you can. Okay? Even when you're, what's that scripture that even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I have basically my hope in God. It's basically, I'm paraphrasing. But don't mind fuck religion, okay? Because I know a lot of you guys can't stand when I quote scripture and I curse. However, the person who wrote the scripture committed adultery and killed other people. I never killed anyone. I never committed adultery. So if I want to curse, if I want to masturbate, take the message and back the fuck up. Let me do what I do. Okay? And if you can't understand that, you're not saved. You have no idea what the scriptures mean. What I can tell you is this, guys. Life is about movement and keeping your hopes and your dream alive. And, you know, I mean, in one sense, I felt like Malcolm X by any means necessary. Not hurting other people, but at the same time, if you don't have any means necessary, okay, then people are just going to walk over you. And mainly yourself. Mainly yourself. Okay? And that's that depressed, you know, apathetic, lazy-ass mind. Like, guys, just to get in the gym, you got to fucking be intense. Just to go to work, you got to be intense. And if you're not, you're going to see the devastation of life where you just sit idle. And you die. There was a great comment. I pinned it. I think Brianna left it on one of my videos the other day. She said, Sam, I hate dealing with people at work. But what I love is to be independent and not depending on other people. Tupac, what he had that quote? It feels good to pay your bills. Guys, it sucks to go to work, but it feels damn good to be independent, even if it's in your car in a public parking lot. But if you want to suck the tit of a dependency-based relationship, whether it's with financially or emotionally, you're going to get screwed in life. You got no dreams. You got no hopes. Look, if you got to take a dookie and say that you're depressed and you had a bad day, do it, because I do it. But don't sit your ass on the toilet bowl of life too long. Wipe your ass and get up. Why? Because life is meant to be moved. Life is meant to be lived by moving. And that's how you keep your dream alive. All right, I'm going to take a hydration break. Guys, click that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not. Share the video. Click that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not. Share the video. Watching myself on the laptop. All right, I'm going to roll my windows down, take a hydration break. We'll go to all live comments. K4, good to see you, brother. Shout out to Jacksonville. Hey, Sam. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, too, man. I ain't see you recently. Good to see you, though. You on Rusty's channel? Angel, what's up, man? Hey, Sam. Good to see you, Angel. Marcy. Got no idea what that says. Ernie. Hey. Tony. Sam, good job. I appreciate that compliment. Milano. Sam, hey. Keep cash coming in. Hey. That'll keep your hopes alive. Keep your dream alive. True. Keep pushing forward, brother. I love all those emojis. Love the 2 thumbs up. Love the fruit. Love the skylight. All the activities. Good job, Milano. Tony. Idleness is the psychopath's best friend. Yes. And I know it's not easy. But look, guys, I could sit here and say it's not easy. You could say it's not easy. Life is not all easy, okay? That's just what it is. But what do you want me to do about it? I can't do anything about it. All I can do is my best life. Now, if you have the same mentality, we can be friends. If you don't, you could be friends with someone else. I don't want to be friends with you. Why? Because, guys, I get to choose who's in my life just like you do, okay? And I can tell you something right now. If you're struggling, the last thing you need to do is be friends with someone else who says, oh, it's not easy, you don't understand. It's not easy, you don't understand. You know what you're going to end up doing? You're going to both end up being on SSI. You're going to be in a day-by-day stay hotel doing drugs, mostly prescription, going to for assistance, drinking, disrespecting people, okay? And you're going to be telling people, well, it's not easy for me, you don't understand. You know what I say? Go fuck yourself. All right, good job. Tony, all-night gas stations are where dreams go to die. Not really, because, guys, I spent time in all-night gas stations. I spent time in luxury houses. And what I could tell you is that I spent time in ICUs, and I spent time in elderly assistant care. And what I could tell you is wherever I go, the Spirit of the Lord is there. Why? Because, guys, it lives inside me. So sometimes I deal with psychopaths at the gas station, yeah. Sometimes I deal with psychopaths in the corporate world, yeah. Why? Because, guys, you know, we're in an imperfect world. Psychopaths got home court advantage in this earth. We already know that, okay? But, guys, guess what? Even when you're playing on someone else's home court, you could still win the championship, but you got to be damn focused, okay? You can't go on someone else's home court and half-ass your life. That's how you get swept. You guys ain't paying attention. Kevin Ford. K4, what's up, man? What part of South Florida are you in now? Where you at? Where you at right now? I'll come visit you. Johnny? Yeah, he said it best. Keep hope alive. I'm not mad at that. Gerald? Trump not acquitted. Yeah, it was a whole waste of time. We already knew that was. But so was Bill Clinton. They both wasted time. Spent time in Fort Lauderdale, then Orlando, now in Tampa. What part of Tampa? What are your thoughts on these spots? Fort Lauderdale's a little bit crowded, but that's the best spot. Orlando's basically a suburban tourist coronavirus hub. And Tampa is, west coast of Florida is old, white, boring life. Gulf of Mexico. To me, Southeast Florida is diverse, rich in culture, and great. Fort Lauderdale has some good and bad parts because it's a city. But Southeast, that's for me. However, you have to determine what you like for you. Why? Because we're all individuals. You may like the Gulf of Mexico. You may like the Panhandle. I don't. Why? Because I'm just me. You have to figure out your own life. Thank you for the questions. Pizza guy. A smile is contagious. You damn right. And it gives hope at no cost. I remember when I was failing Spanish class. Hard to believe. Banging out Latino MILFs, but I failed Spanish class. I did pass. I was flirting with the Spanish teacher. And I had a mean mug on my face, and a lot of times when I come to class. And one day I was smiling, and she said, Sam, you should smile. You look better when you smile. And I said, I appreciate that. Thank you. And of course, I ended up passing. Okay. And what I could tell you is this, guys. You're right. You'll get further in life if you smile. However, sometimes life got to be a little bit firm. You got to do both. Good job. Living on your own house, Venice, Florida, with my friend, well, that's not on your own, in future looking Zillow, 190, you keep going up. And SSI money? Well, I love you, Zach. You know damn well SSI money ain't going to get you no $190,000 house. So what I can tell you, Zach, is you are a positive, productive person. You're doing the best you can. But keep that expenses low, because that's a lot of money. K Ford, movement is life. Put down a t-shirt and capitalize off it. Kevin Ford clapping. Thank you. Danny? I love it when you quote scriptures. Thank you. I'm Buddhist. Love to you. But I love your vast knowledge of the Bible. Yep. And shout out to all my Buddhists. What was Buddhism basically about? Balance. However, balance is individual, right? Because we're all individuals. What I may think is balance in my life right now, living out of one bag, some people say that's extreme life. And for them, they're right. But basically, Buddha was a guy who went on a quest of enlightenment. At one point in his life, he deprived himself. At one point in his life, he indulged himself. He went through different extremes. And he said at the end of his journey, the way he found enlightenment was balance. So I pretty much summarized, in my understanding, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the Buddhism mindset. So the philosophy of the Bible, depending on Old Testament, which is like the Jewish version, and New Testament, which is the Christian plus Jewish version, because Jesus was Jewish, is basically like the 10 Commandments are a structure of life. Jesus is the grace of God. Like if you mess up, if you break a 10 commandment, instead of you getting stoned to death, you get saved by the grace of God. And the bottom line is you take a little bit of all of it and you form your own thought. Why? Because these are all just regular people trying to figure out their best way. And you say, oh, Jesus wasn't a regular person. Yeah, I believe Jesus was the savior, but also he said that you were supposed to do greater things than him. So was he really, or was he just trying to show you that this is the way you do it? It's all individual interpretation. That's what it comes down to. So you may believe in nothing. You may believe we come back as a squirrel. Am I mad at you? No, I think you should have equal rights. I think America, in the first Constitution, you can be any religion you want or no religion, and everyone has to respect that. And I stand with that. I don't care if you're Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, atheist, don't matter to me. Why? Because I personally believe that you have to go on a spiritual journey, but that's individual and it's a personal thing. No one should force you. Good job. Kevin facts good. Kevin laughing good. All right, guys, that's it. Well, I read all the live comments. I'm not going to pander to the psychopaths. I'm not going to sit here with dead air and go, I gave you the message. Some people like it. Some people hate it. Some people listen to it. And some people will basically sleep all day. My job to figure out my life, your job to figure out yours. I love all the people who are positive. For the people who are negative, I just avoid them and I keep moving forward. And what I could tell you is this, guys. When in doubt, keep it moving. And by any means possible, as long as you're not hurting anyone, keep your dream alive. Why? Because it's that important. All right, peace and love. Orlando was a disaster. You ain't got to tell me. That's why I don't spend time there. I love you.